Good afternoon and welcome to this Elliott Wave Weekly Market Analysis webinar. I hope you all had a fantastic week. So we trade the Elliott Wave theory differently. So I always say differently. I'm a different Elliott Waver. Why do I say that? Because I say that because I have mastered the stuff that most ignore or most try to run away from, which is the corrections. So I master corrections because the market trends about only 20-30% of the time, and the rest of the time 70 to 80% is in correction. So if you want to master the market, you need to be the master of corrections, and that is what I do. I specialize with corrections. I master the corrections, and you will see today that we've got some amazing analysis tonight, and you will see that Elliott Wave is not just about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC, WXY, and all that. You need a lot more. You need additional. You need to understand the sequences. You need to understand the cycles, and most importantly, something that people don't really take cognizance of is market correlation. And I'm going to show you a bit of market correlation and fractals when trading the wave theory. Okay, so let's get right into the charts. Before we get to that, look out for the description on when the video is edited. Look out on the description. You can go to any chart. It is timestamped, so you don't have to watch the whole video. I mean, these videos are usually 1.5 hours, so you can just go to the specific charts that you're interested in and click, and it will start. The analysis will start right where your chart analysis starts. So that works amazing. It's working fantastically well. Even when I want to refer on something, I just go to this channel, I watch these videos, I just click. If it's EURCAD, I check my previous analysis, I just click on EURCAD and analysis that's there. That's how simple this has made things. All right, so this is the Euro US dollar and the US dollar currency index correlations. Just a note about the course. If you want any information about the course, just send me an email as per my contact details at the end. And if you'd like to get notification on all these videos or when we go live on YouTube, please like and subscribe the videos. All right, so let's get started. There's something amazing on this chart, Euro US dollar, some fractals, some amazing fractals, and I'm going to show you a bit about fractals today. So let's go right into it. So I'm looking at Euro US dollar and the DXY correlation at this stage, and I'm now looking at a different count, and that is actually quite simple and it makes a lot of sense. So if you look here, this is the last low swing low. So there's a parabolic move coming from right at the top. There's a parabolic move coming right from the bottom on the DXY. So your swing low is here from the top. So this swing here actually starts here. And it's important to understand where the swing starts as well. So what do we have when this swing starts? We start with an impulsive move. We start with a correction. Similarly here, we get an impulsive move. We get a correction. And after that, you get an internal move here. So this internal move is doing something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll show you why I'm looking at this like that. So if that is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that means that this will be your 4 in yellow. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will be your wave 4 in yellow before you get your 5. What will this look like? It will be 1, 2, if you like labelings, 3, 4, and then we're going to get a 5. Okay. So let's put in the numbers on the first one here, 1, 2, so you can make it clear. 3, 4, you can see that it is an internal one. 4, 5. Right, makes a lot of sense. So it's the exact same thing you will have on the DXY. And the labeling will be exactly the same. Right, so I didn't start it at the right place there. Let's just undo there. Yes, and then this will be your 4. This will be your 5. on the DXY. So what you are looking for here on the DXY is this correction for a move down. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? We've been following this correlation for a while now, and it makes a lot of sense. 1, 2, and then inside there you've got, will be your 3 now. I'm out of space. 4, then you look for a 5. So what is happening now? We are currently on this move. Okay, we're gonna refer to what we discussed last week and what we expect going forward. And if you like to put in a lot of numbers, this will be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 internally. Okay, perfect. It makes perfect sense, this count. This is the simplest one because it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody understands 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Okay. So now I'm going to go into the Euro US dollar chart and show you something very interesting on this pair. I'm going to clear all this and go back just to the Euro US dollar. Let's go back Euro US dollar. So just take note that whatever we're looking at on Euro US dollar is exactly the same as what's happening on the DXY. On the inverse. They're inversely correlated. So what were we looking at last week? This is that wave 4 that we're looking at. This is what I did on the correlation. I said we are looking for this correction. So a correction obviously is not just these waves looking like this. We need to look at it properly. So I'm going to go into the 4-hour chart and tell you what I'm expecting and what we were looking at last week or the week before last. The week before last, we either wanted this to go here or for it to come and take here. So it came here, broke the bottom. As you can see here, it had broken the top, broke the bottom. That's what we like. We're looking at it as an expanding flat, which it is still an expanding flat. Right, so we had this one, this expanding flat looking like this here. All right. So if that is the case, what were we expecting? We were expecting this move, which we got. We got an indication that we're going up here. So we bought here, got this move, but it reversed all of those gains. So now we can clearly see what is about to happen here. So if you have that impulsive move there, what you're expecting here, you need to wait for this correction here. So your next move in the next week should be around this area. Why would it come to that area? Because you may get a correction like this, and you may get another move looking like this. It can be any 3-wave structure, and that will give you a deep wave 4. And why do you want a deep wave 4? Because this one is the larger one. It's in the yellow degree, as I've shown you in the previous slide. Okay. Just to disable your videos, I'm just trying to disable the videos here. All right, so you need a deep wave 4 or for a move to wave 5. So in the next couple of days, you're going to get a sideways move on Euro US dollar. And I'm going to show you the fractals, how this pair behaves similarly every single time. So I'm going to go to the weekly chart first. Look on the weekly. Look what I mean by fractals, and nobody teaches you this stuff on the internet. You don't have any material that teaches you these fractals on the internet. So look what this pair always does. This is the weekly now. You can even look at it on the monthly. So what happens with this pair? It does this, it gives you, remember this structure, and I'm not going to take it off even when I go to the other time frames. This is the interesting part. Take note. You get a move down, you get a move up, you get a move down. What does it do after that? It pulls back sharply. Okay? After it pulls back, it gives you a move, pulls back again, comes down, and when it comes down, it gives you this slowing down move. You see? And then after it slows down, the market just goes. Remember, this is the weekly. I'm going to go into the 4-hour time frame where we were just now and show you that this pair does exactly the same thing every single time. Okay? Right, so I'm going to go to the 4-hour. Let's just get that off. Let's go back to the 4-hour. Remember this structure. 1, 2, 3 down, pull back, move down, pull back, move down, slows down, and then the trend changes. So look at this one that happened in September. I want you to see something here. So this is the one that we were looking at as a wave 4 previously. So look how it starts. Look how the trend changes. It goes move down, moves up, move up, move down. What does it do? It gives you a sharp reversal. This was the news. This spike down was actually the news. After that, it gives you a move down. It gives you a move down, pull back, comes down, and then it slows down with this pattern. What does it do after that? Changes direction. Okay, and the trend changes. Right. So similarly here, you will see here. This was the A actually. This was the B. Okay, it was changing the trend for B. Look what it does here. It does the same thing. 1, 2, 3. Sharp pullback. And then after the pullback, what does it do? Moves down, and then it moves with a slowing down pattern. What does it do after that? Look what happens to the trend. And if I take off this chart, look here. 1. Look at this structure. 2. Look at this structure. 3. Is this not exactly identical? Do you find these structures on the wave theory? Okay, this stuff you only find in our group. This is fractals. It's exactly the same pattern, and I'm not done. Okay, so we're still gonna do more. So I've done, let's see, we've done this piece now. Okay, we've done this piece. I'm gonna look at another one, the latest one that we're looking at now. So we're now looking at the one that is currently happening, because we now know how this thing behaves, right? What has this done? Move down, 3, right? What do we get? A pullback which we traded. Here it is. After that pullback, what do we expect? We expect a move down, a pullback, a move down, the pattern to slow down. After that pattern slows down, we're expecting that wave 5. Okay, let's take off the chart. Do you see that all of these are exactly the same? This is exactly the same. This is what I mean by fractals. So what are you expecting on Euro US dollar? I'm going to clear all these fractals away now. This is absolute magic. Euro US dollar, let's get it up here again. Where's my chart now? There we go. It's absolute magic. So let's just go to it. So this is where you are. So we are looking for this wave 4. We're looking for that pattern that you have not seen anywhere on the internet, but we know how it plays out because we've learned it from other charts. We're expecting this move. Maybe another down and another one like this. Who knows? If it gives us this one somewhere here, we're buying with a 10 lot size. 10 standard lot size trade, because we've seen this happen so many times. Okay. Okay. So that is fractal. So let me show you another example. I know we are not there yet. That we've traded fractally. We're still gonna do the pound pairs as well, but let me show you how amazing fractals work when you know what you're doing. So look at this one. I'm gonna look at it on the daily. This is pound AUD on the daily. Okay. This stuff works amazingly well. All right, so we had this swing from swing high to the swing low here. Okay, so what happened here was that we had this move doing this 1, 2, right? So this had already played out. This one goes in 2, and then it gives us this move here, and then it comes up. So look what happens here. We get the same move, comes back, and then it makes this move up, slows down, and then we get the last move up, not like that. Get the last move up, That's fractals. You can see exactly what's happening here. We are now just copying what happened before on this side. So after this comes here now, we need to copy what's happened on the left-hand side. Comes down, comes up. Comes down, comes up. What happens after this? Strong move down. Here, strong move down. What happens here? Pull back. What happens here? Pull back. Do you see here? Everything has played out already here. We're just copying. So you're anticipating that after this pullback now, you're just waiting for this to break down so that you can take this trade, because you've seen it before here. It comes down, again, it comes down. After it comes down, what does it do? It slows down, gives you this pattern, okay? After this one slows down, what does it do? It gives you that slowing down pattern again. So now you are here, and now you're going to repeat here. You get the move up, you get the move up, right? You're copying that one. You get a correction, you get a correction, and then you get a 1, 2, 3. Internally, you've got a 1. If you look here, if I do it in red, it's just that you won't see it here because I've done it with the dark color. You get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up. Same thing that you get here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up for this last move. You see how fractals work if you know what you're doing. Exactly the same. If I take off my chart, what happened on the left happened on the right. Exactly the same. Okay, so we're going to come to the fractals of pound AUD and pound in New Zealand as we go on along. So let's carry on with the rest of the pairs. So that's just something that I wanted to show you, that you cannot trade Elliott Wave without understanding the cycles, the sequences, without understanding market correlation as well. All right, so let's carry on. Now let's do the rest of the US dollar pairs. Start with US dollar CAD. Okay, US dollar CAD. It's a good example of why you need to trade with market correlation. So US dollar CAD, I'm gonna put up another chart here. Not this one. Yeah, let's do it like that. So let's look what happened here with the US dollar CAD. But before we do that, let's look at it like that. So US dollar CAD, we had this impulsive move down. That was your move. And this was the correction here, as you can see. A clear ABC move, right? You can call it ABC for simplicity. It's not exactly an ABC move. This broke this top here and reversed. So now what is the next direction for EURCAD? Is it going to come back down all the way back here? Or is it going to give us a three-wave move and carry on with the move to the upside, or rather retest here before coming down? So let's see a situation where this has happened before, because that's important. Even if you do not have an Elliott wave structure for it, you can see how the market plays out previously and just copy that. So if you look at the fractals between pound AUD this side and pound in New Zealand, let's do that. So I've got this here. Let's look at that. So you can see that this one here had broken. This one had broken. Now it's actually on the euro pair. So I'm going to show you this one when you get to the euro pairs. I'm going to show you what happened on the euro pairs. Let's do EURCAD. When you get to the EURCAD, the euro pairs, I'm going to show you the fractals. So do watch up until we get to the euro pairs. You'll see the correlation between these two pairs. So, and how these two things can actually happen, where you find that this pair here, instead of going all the way down, it actually comes back and retests here and gives you this structure while waiting for the other one. Okay, so actually we can actually show you here. Let's get that pound AUD again. Let's get that pound AUD. Just hang on a second, you'll see how interesting this is. Yes. This is pound AUD. Perfect. So you see that pound AUD actually broke that top over there, right? So instead of coming down, we're waiting for it to come down. all the way, right? But it doesn't, because it's waiting for pound New Zealand. So pound New Zealand has not finished its cycle yet. So what this one does is it reverses, retests, and now you're getting this correction here. It's coming down here. Similarly here, you're coming down here. It's going to move up. You're getting this correction here, and then it's going to go back and possibly retest the top there. Okay, that's how you look at correlations of the pairs. You'll see another interesting one. So there's no maths. I see the question, William is asking if there's no maths involved in just pattern recognition. I don't know anybody who has developed a software for pattern recognition yet. I know there's a pattern, there's a software for recognizing advanced patterns, but not one that is accurate for Elliott waves. All right, so let's just get on with the rest of the pairs. US dollar CAD, this is what you need to look at. Let's get US dollar CAD. Right, in the next coming session, you already have an impulsive move down on the daily. So regardless of whether it's going to do this and go back up and give you a three-wave move, it doesn't really matter. You need to take this trade. You need to take this trade because you've got, and this is not a small trade. If you go to the 4-hour chart, let's go to the 4-hour. You'll see all you need here. Whatever it's going to do, whatever correction it's going to give you, you're going to get a similar move to this one here. So you get something like that. Even if it retraces deep, you're still going to get a similar move to that one. So when you get a correction here, you take this trade. It will either go back like that, or it will go back all the way down. It will go all the way down. And if it does that, you're going to be in the trade. If it's going to reverse, you're going to move your, because you only take this trade after the stop, you're going to be here. If it reverses, you move your stop to break even. It will take you out for no loss. Okay, and then you're going to change your bias to the upside now. Okay. All right. So let's carry on. That's EURCAD, USDCHF. USDCHF, this is what we looked at last week, and it played out amazingly well. So we're looking at this, first of all, look at the daily. So on the daily, we're looking at these three waves, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And this last leg, we had 5 waves move to the downside, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 within the C, as you can see. After the C, what did we say? We wanted to get a reversal. From 3 weeks ago, we were looking for that reversal. It's already about 300 pips up now from the reversal. So let's go to the 4-hour chart. Let's go to the 4-hour. So everything that was discussed previously, you just go to the previous video, you click on the pair, you compare. You'll see how amazing this works. Just make it simple for yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're getting this that looks like a 1, 2, 3 pullback. Now you're gonna wait for something like this. Maybe you're gonna get another one like that. So what you don't know now is whether this 3 waves is enough or whether you're gonna get another one like that. But for the next coming sessions, you're still bullish, short-term bullish on the US dollar pairs. Okay, so somebody was saying keeps getting connected. The problem is your internet connection. So please check that. All right, so short-term bullish on US dollar CHF. Right, US dollar CHF, AUD US dollar. AUD US dollar, if I go to the daily, you're expecting a big move to the upside, not next week, possibly after next week. You see here, you've got this impulsive move down. You're getting this slowing down pattern here. You're going to get, okay, not necessarily a big move, but it's going to be a strong and quick move to the upside that can do this, that can do that, back to that top. So keep an eye on AUD US dollar in the coming sessions. I don't think it will happen next week. So going with the theme of the correction on the US dollar pairs, that's possibly what will happen. You've got 1, you've got 2, you've got 3. So what you'll get here, you possibly get something like that. So something like that. So you see here, you're gonna wait for a while. You're gonna be sideways for a while on this pair. So even this one can give you this big sideways correction here, similar to what you have on the euro. And when this is done, you're going to get a very strong move to the upside. Right. So for now, only look to trade this to the downside during this correction. And it's very tricky to trade during corrections because your account is very prone to just lose money if you don't know what you're doing. Okay. So if you don't understand the wave structures and how they move in the smaller time frames, just look to trade it to the downside. So when you get this one breaking to the downside, you can trade it to this level. Okay, but that's not a very good trade. The good trade will be the one where you're gonna trade it to the upside. New Zealand US dollar. So New Zealand US dollar, as you can see, we've got the same. That's the same theme. Now you're getting this pullback up. May do this. Okay, but after doing that, you expect something like a big sideways still. Okay, and when it's done, it's gonna be like that. So for now, you don't have big moves in the next coming sessions. So next week may be very quiet with short moves. Okay, it's 1, 2, 3s. For those who know how the cricket games works, we're just gonna be playing 1, 2s, 1, 2s, because we're gonna be waiting for the 6s when these corrections are done. Right now, no boundaries, no 6s, no 4s. All right, so that's New Zealand US dollar, AUD, we've done. Okay, let's just do US dollar ZAR. Okay, US dollar ZAR, where this impulse that we've been looking for, now we're getting this correction here. Okay, we don't know how long this will play out. So sideways as well here. So you see here, in the next coming weeks, this pattern, the pairs are mostly just correcting. Right, so US dollar ZAR, not much of a trade. You can trade it to the downside if you like, but you need to use your own strategy for that. I think that covers all the US dollar pairs. Right, so let's do now the yen pairs. Okay, I'm gonna do yen with silver and gold. So this pair is quite interesting. If you go to my webinar on the 21st of August on US dollar JPY, you will see that I've been calling for 104 from when we were still in this correction here. So this wave analysis does not only work in lower time frames or one specific time frame. So we've been calling 104 from when we were still here because we were looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, and then internally here we're looking at this expanding flat inside here, expanding flat there, and outside here it's a 1, 2, 3, and now what you're getting is something very interesting. You're getting a 1, 2, getting a 1, 2, 3, expecting a 4, expecting a wave 4. Then you're going to get a 5 that will take you right into the 104 area where we want it, our sweet spot. That is the sweet spot that we're looking for. So any move on the yens now, on the US dollar JPY, will be just a 4th wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I go to the 4 hour, you'll see that's a very clear internal structure on this swing. Let's go to that. So we look at that. So you don't force these things when you analyze. If it's a 5-wave structure, it will be a 5-wave structure. Here you get an impulse, you get a 3-wave pullback. That is your wave 2. Look what happens after that. You get an impulse, you get this one, you get that. You get 1, 2, 3, 4. That is an internal structure. And now you are looking for this wave 4 to complete. You see, we don't force it. You can see the degrees are quite aligned. So that's why we'll be looking for this move. If it breaks up here, I think it already has, then come retest there. After that move, that correction, we're expecting that last move down. And when that move happens, we'll be waiting for divergence to happen as well, to show that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful stuff, right? And easy when you know what you're doing, when you're not forcing things. If you find yourself forcing things, then you know you're not doing it right. Okay? And you can't take a trade when you're not sure. Okay? You need to be 100% sure when you take a trade. Every trade I take, I trade with conviction that I'm going to win it. Obviously, I put in, I assess my risk, I will calculate my risk so that in case I am wrong, then I do not lose my account. So, but when you take the trade, you must take it with conviction and confidence. No maybes and ifs. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Short term, this may go back and retest the top there. And this goes very well with the fact that euro will be correcting to the downside, while this one is going back to that move there. Just fix my mouse a bit. While this one is giving us this 1, 2, 3 to that level. Okay, so keep an eye for this short move. But when you get this one going to the downside, you can trade that last move through around the 104 area. Okay, so very interesting. You can see that this swing is the same as what you have on US dollar CHF. Okay. Before we do the rest of the yen pairs, I want us to do silver and gold. We'll start with gold. So gold, as you can see, all the pairs that have got US dollar as the quoted pair are giving us the exact same structure. You get 1, 2, 3. You're getting that pullback that I showed you on euro US dollar. So what you're gonna be expecting is that move, maybe a correction here. Redo. So these internal ones can be frustrating. So here 2 things can happen. You can get this one to the downside like that, or it can go do this first before it gives you that, because then it will give you this first correction, second correction, and the third correction. Okay, you can see combinations of correction, and it will give you a big sideways one as well. So with gold as well, you are going to wait. Okay, if anything, you should just withdraw money out of your account for the next couple of days. Because if you've got money in your account, you're going to be tempted to take trades that are not probable. So we're going to be looking at that for on gold. Now looking at silver. Silver, looking at it on the daily. It's going to show you the daily structure. So silver, you've got that swing low up to the swing high. You get a 1, 2, 3 wave pullback, and now you are getting this one here. You're getting this 1, 2. This one has not completed yet, so you may get here this one doing that. You're getting a correction now here. So this, while gold is correcting to the downside, you may get silver coming down here and possibly going up, back up there. But the move that will be, if this one gives us this move coming down here, this will be a very good area to buy silver around the 15 area, and that will take some time, right? So if it gets to that level, giving us this structure, and this structure is simply correcting this swing, okay? And the bigger structure here is this one. If you're looking at this WX, so we're still bullish here. So if it ever gets to around the 15 area, you buy silver, okay? Because then you'll be looking at this structure. You've got an impulse here, you're getting this correction here. So what you're getting here is a correction. So if you ever get to 15, you buy silver, okay? There's a structure that you'll be looking at. That's silver and gold. So let's continue with our yen pairs. We've already done US dollar pairs, US dollar JPY with the rest of the dollar pairs. So let's look at EURJPY, beautiful EURJPY structure that I'm looking at there. So if you remember a couple of weeks back, even before we had this move down, we said we are looking for EURJPY to give us a big correction like this because we had an impulse, a big correction. And now what we had here, we had an impulse. So we were looking for something like this. You can see that we already had a big move down, similar to this big move down. Now we are waiting for this to give us this move up. So EURJPY may go up with the rest of the yen pair, but this will be a corrective move. And we're still gonna wait for this one to give us this move. What will this give us? Simple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before we get a move up. And in between here, we've been trading these smaller time frame corrections. Smaller time frame correction. All these corrections we traded during, I showed how this will play out, all of them in these webinars. So if you get that one, breaking out of wave 4 like that, then you're gonna get a big trade. And my overall target is still 150 on this one. And it cannot go to 150 if it doesn't give us a big correction like this one. So that's why we already have the move down. We need a correction and another move down before we get up. Okay, so looking on the 4 hour, looks like we are looking upside on, and remember these are short term and risky ones. We are looking upside on EURJPY. As you can see there, first target around that area, unless it gives you another one like that, giving you this deep one, and then we're gonna wait for another one to the downside like that. Okay, for now, short term, and this is, I'm not even interested in buying these ones to the upside. Okay, but this one is so nice and clear, you can take it for a few pips. All right, that's EURJPY, CHFJPY. CHFJPY, you've got an impulsive move up. Actually, CHFJPY looks a little bit more bearish. So we've got this impulse. You need to see if you're going to get this correction for at least this move to this level. Okay. Unless it gives us a proper correction like this, I'm not going to be interested in buying CHFJPY to the upside. Okay. AUDJPY. So looking on the 4 hour, let's look on the daily first. AUDJPY, this one had a very interesting move, very straightforward, impulsive move up, ABC correction, ABC. Now you're getting a move up. So whether this move is going to give us a big A, B, and then you get a big C like that, but I don't think that is the one that you're going to get. For now, I think you're going to get one. You get a correction there. You're going to come back and retest the top, but that's very fast. So it may not even go retest the top. What we'll do is it may come here only to the 50% of this swing, maybe comes back down, comes back up before continuing with the move down. Similar to what we're expecting with all the yen pairs, that they are currently in this correction, sideways correction. So we're not expecting big moves. Something like this is possible. This structure for a move down. Let me give myself more space here. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking at. So you can see here we've got this reversal. If you want, you can wait for this to do that on the 1 hour for a move at least up to half there. Right, New Zealand, similar. New Zealand, similar, you've got that move to the upside here. You wait for something like that for a move to that level. So you still need to wait for this one to build up structure and show us whether it's going to give us something like this. If it gives us something like this, then we're still continuing with this overall correction, because everything here that's happening is a correction. And when the correction is done, then you're going to wait for a move to the upside. So for now, no big moves. Right, CADJPY, all the yen pairs doing the same thing. So CADJPY, I think we showed you, not sure if I showed you this advanced pattern there. You can see that we've got a bet there. You've got your bet there. As you can see, got a bet and then it reversed right on the 88. On the 88. See, I think my 88 is switched off. Those are like advanced patterns. We trade advanced patterns with the wave structure. So it has to fit snugly into the wave structure. If it doesn't, then it's probably not correct. Okay, there's my 886. It can be a must have an 886 here. Okay, but if I can't find it, I'll just do it here quickly. Right. Okay, let's do that. Let's get that off. So that is, I want to show you that this one reversed right on the 88.6. Let's get it on the format 886. Switch it on. There we go. Right on the 886. Okay, so you've got a reversal there. You need to wait for something like this for a move to the upside. Okay. That's how you trade advanced patterns. All right, so let's carry on with the rest. That was CAD, pound JPY. So pound JPY, the move that is currently happening is a corrective one, because what you had here, I still haven't updated here my count because that's actually not correct. Let's switch that off. What you have there on pound JPY, not like that. Is this move. So what you have here is a 1, it's a 2, it's a 3. So we are waiting for this to correct all of these 3 waves. Okay, so if these 3 waves are corrected, then this should carry on with the move down. Right now, it is just in correction. So let's just go into the 4-hour chart and check how that correction looks. You had an impulse that went down in 3 waves. This was your impulse. You can see here, you had a 1, 2, 3 waves. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now it is giving you a 1, 2, 3 pullback. 1, 2, 3. So this can be sideways as well, giving you something like this before you continue with this move to the downside, a similar move to that one. So what you're having here is a correction. So I don't expect this to go all the way, just around that area before we start the reversal. Okay. Okay, so that's pound JPY. Pound US dollar, similar to the rest of the US dollar pairs. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. And then you're expecting this can do this here. You're getting some kind of a buy setup here that will do that. Possibly even do this, give you even more sideways before it gives you something like this, a big sideways move like all the US dollar pairs. You see, we're expecting the same thing. And this is not just a big sideways move with these lines are not random. You can see this is the first structure, second structure, the third structure. So I'm not just drawing random lines. I'm looking at the structure here. So that's the structure that you could possibly have on pound US dollar. Okay. The rest of the pound pairs, pound CHF. All right, so pound CHF. So let me show you how correlation works and why we're going to be trading, why we're trading pound CHF the way we are now. Let's get this one up here. Let's do this. I want AUDCHF here. Right. So look at AUDCHF. AUDCHF, remember when you're trading things, people get correlations wrong because you don't understand that there's a time lag or lag in between the correlations. So if you look at this one, this is pound CHF. This is the one that we're looking at now. We're looking at this diagonal going up like that, right? Similarly, on pound CHF, we had this diagonal looking like that. Okay, what did that diagonal do? It broke to the downside with that move, right? And after that, it went up with a 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is happening now? You're already getting that move to the upside. The possibility is that this will go back and retest that top, and you can see the correlation because of the CHF here. Because of the CHF here. So this will go back and retest the top, as impulsive as it looks, maybe even come down with a similar move like this. So now we are trading pound CHF to the upside. What is this one doing now? It's completing a different pattern. So if this is the pattern that it is completing, then you may still get a move to the upside. It's already on the upside because it's making this regular flat here. That will possibly look like an A, like a B, C, with a diagonal, leading diagonal in wave A. Okay, so I remember last year when this was playing out, I thought this was going to give us a 1, 2, 3 like that before it moves up. But right now, it's giving us this this sideways structure, which is a flat for a move up. Okay, it depends on what you like. So right, William, right now you're trading it to the upside, but you must have taken it to the downside. If you're going to trade it to the upside now, you're a bit late. You need to wait for a deep correction. You need to wait for a correction to give you an entry point. You cannot just rush in. So what are we looking for here? You're looking for something like this move before it goes to the upside. Can you see the correlations here? Okay, let's go back. Let's take off the charts. Look at the structure. Huh? Amazing, eh? Amazing. All right, so let's clear that. That's pound CHF. Pound AUD. When we started with pound AUD, I showed you the fractal nature of this pair. Right, so right now it has retested this top here. It has retested that top, and now we've got an impulsive move down, and that move is starting to look a little bit more complex now because we've got 1, 2, 3 here, and now we're getting this 1, 2, 3. I don't know if this is done. If this is done, then you're going to get a correction here, the downside. If not, you're going to get an impulsive move to the upside. You're going to get an impulsive move to the upside, giving you another 3-wave structure. Okay, and that 2-wave structure will be something like that. Okay, but I am more inclined to this being done at this stage for it to come down, give you a correction, then it starts going, come back to that level at least. Okay, right. So that was pound AUD, pound New Zealand. Pound New Zealand is a very nice pair. Look at how we looked at pound New Zealand. Let's get that MACD off. Let's go daily. Show you the overall structure on this swing. So you can see what a real 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 count looks like. The one that is not forced. Okay, so we're just gonna look at this swing. You can already see that it's a 1, 2, 3. Okay. And here you've got an impulsive move up. Just looking at this swing here, the start of this swing here, you've got an impulsive move up. After that, you get a correction. You know the type of correction there. And a pullback. Should pull back in yellow. Pulls back in yellow. I've shown this a couple of weeks back as well. Get another one. But this time, this one is in the lower degree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can even go into this structure and label it swing for swing. All right, so we don't have time to do that here. We do that in the mentorship group, in our premium group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all waves in place. What do we expect here? 3 waves down, 1, 2, 3, W. Now you're expecting 1, and you're getting this pullback, 3 waves pullback again, for a move to come and retest here. You saw pound Audi has already retested this top. This one has not retested it yet. So we're expecting this to possibly go and retest that top over there. So any move inside pound New Zealand, we're looking to buy it out of this correction. So look for any buy setups within this correction, and you can see how deep this, how complex this looks. Okay, so any buy setups here, we're going to be taking it to the upside. Right. So for now, nothing is confirmed yet. No buy setup. This can still correct and even come back down here to this level. Maybe it gives you this correction here. If it gives you a structure like this, then you know that you want to buy it here, and it will come back here and retest before it goes back up there, and then to the level that we're looking at, which is the retest of this top of the swing here. Okay, so that's pound New Zealand. Let's do the euros, EURCAD. EURCAD, if there's anything amazing about charts, this is one of the good examples how amazing understanding the trend makes you profitable. So just look at this. I've been showing that I'm running this trade for some time. Just show you. And I kept saying, let's just look at that. EURCAD. If you remember, this is where I bought EURCAD, and this was my target. So EURCAD around 153. 153, that's where we bought it. Okay. And some traders who trade structures differently were saying that this is a wedge and it's going to break to the downside. But because you understand structure and the sequence, you know when the strength of the trend is intact and where the sequence and the cycles are going. So let's go going back to the chart, just show you the after part of it. You see what happened here? It went all the way up from here. This is 700 pips. All of these 700 pips. Okay? 700 pips because you knew what the structure was doing. Let me go back to the chart and show you what I was saying for the last couple of days. Every time I did this pair, I said, EURCAD must go back and retest the structure there. Must come back and retest here. Why did I want it to retest? Why did I want it to retest here? Because I was looking at the structure, a 3-3 flat. So if it retests now, two things can happen. Either we are going to get an impulsive move to the downside for a bigger flat. Okay? Or we can still continue with the one impulse. We already have an impulse on the 4 hour with a 3-wave pullback for another move to the upside, or come back to retest here at least. You see how amazing this is, and look what happens when it touches support and resistance. Traders, this is a one that works. Because I've learned support and resistances, I know ones that are going to work and one that's not going to work, because I understand ones that are related to the wave structure. Look at this one, not a peep above, right? Not a peep above. Exactly there, exactly there. Retests and reverses. Okay, 2 daily candles reversals. What you're going to wait for here, you need to wait for a corrective flag. Either way, whether it corrects like this, you are going to take this move, because if this move corrects like that, you're either going to get a big move to the upside, or you're going to get a move similar to this. And this move is about 150 pips odd. So it's not a short move, even if it does this and reverses. Right, so let's show you the comparison between this and Euro New Zealand. Euro New Zealand, let's put it here. Let's get Euro New Zealand out. Right, so look at Euro New Zealand and tell me what you expect to happen here. This EURCAD on the left that I've just shown you now. Same thing is happening on Euro New Zealand. So EURCAD, this is the structure that I showed you. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here you've got 1, 2, 3. Here you've got 1, 2, 3. So you could get a bigger one. Let's just get ourselves more space here. Let's put it back here. So here you could get a bigger correction here. Let me clear everything and redo it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right. So let's excuse my phone there. And look here. 1. So this structure here could be something like that, deeper like that, gives you that, and then you get that. You get that structure. What do you have here? You've got 1. So do that, do it properly. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this one is still missing a move. You see, it's lagging this one. So it will still correct here before we get that move to the upside. So that's what we're looking at, these two correlations, you see. So this may still come and retest. This one is already retested. Can you see the difference? Okay, if I go back here, go back to one chart and take this off. You see here, exactly the same structure. Exactly the same structure. But these things, you won't be able to spot them if you do not have a trained eye. All right, so let's clear. So New Zealand, you're waiting for that move. Just get New Zealand back up again. Euro New Zealand. Euro New Zealand, you can see we already have the down move. This is the correction that we waited to play. You've got 1, 2, 3. You got 1, 2. I traded this piece here to the upside. If you can see here, because you can, if when you understand the structure, you can trade these small pieces as well. Just show you here that piece. This was when it was starting the move to the upside, and we wanted it to come and retest that top. See here, we said it made an impulse. We wanted to correct. It actually corrected deeply, and then it gave us all of that 300 pips there. Let's see, where is that? See, that's how it played out. Started here. Here we wanted a correction, pulls back, and then we got that move to the upside. Okay. Just to go and retest. That's so now we're waiting for this to play out, this correction here, to give us something like this. And if it gives us something like this, then we know that we're going to retest that top, similar to what EURCAD did. All right. I don't know if I did pound CAD, and pound CAD is exactly the same. I think I missed pound CAD. Apologies for going back and forth. So you see pound CAD, also, that's what we've been saying for the last couple of weeks, that we want it to do this. It was already done that. We wanted it to just come and retest this top here. And you can see what happened when it touched here. Now it's reversing. You need to get an impulsive move. You need to get a correction to confirm a move down. Okay? So that's what you will be looking at. All right. EUROCHF. Go ahead and click on EUROCHF on last week's analysis. You'll see how amazing this is. So EUROCHF is exactly the same as AUDCHF and CADCHF. because we had, oh, and pound chief. Remember pound chief? If you remember pound chief, we did here the correlation between pound chief and AUDCHF. You had this ending diagonal here, comes down. Now last week we were here with the EURCHF. I said either make sure you buy this, whether it's going to do this and reverse, it doesn't matter, because you're going to be in the trade if it just goes in like that. What did we see with AUDCHF? We saw that after this impulsive move down, this made a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move to the upside, right? And what did it do? It went and tested here. If you missed that part, you just go and click on that analysis on pound chief. So you'll be waiting for something like this sideways move. And if it gives you that sideways, then you've got a flat correction in the middle here. See how easy it is to trade when you know what you're doing. So Bongani is asking a question that I always answer with the same, we give the same answer to. Which time frame do you trade? I trade all the time frames from historical all the way to the 5-minute and even the 1-minute chart. So you're asking that question because you don't understand how wave theory works. So you need to understand how wave cycles works, how sequences work, and all of that. So you can't be asking a question like which time frame if you know what Elliott wave theory is about. Okay. All right, so that's EURCHF. So expect EURCHF to go and retest the top there. Okay. So EURAUD, we looked at it just in correlation, but let's look at it now. So EURAUD, I actually posted here a buy setup because I was looking at this here. Okay, but before we look at that, let's look at the overall structure on EURAUD. Okay, so EURAUD, you can see that you've got a very clear ending diagonal there, and we traded this piece ABC there. All of this move we traded, and when it corrected here, we also got this piece here. Okay, I think I've shown this chart so many times, so just see here. Let's see that these lines are not just random. Let's look at it. Let's look at EURCAD as well, or EURAUD. So just to answer it, this will answer the question, which time frame do you trade? All time frames. Any time frame that's giving me a clear structure, I trade. Okay, this is for the benefit of those that have only started watching these videos. There it is. Now this will explain why I was trying to buy EURAUD last week. Okay, let's clear all that. So this was posted on TradingView 2016 December. This was before the count has been updated. This actually ended as a diagonal, this last piece here. And your diagonal is something like this here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. This was the 5, this move that was missing here. Okay, and then we got this piece. Okay, and that piece played out like that. Let's look at that. See, it goes down here like that, and then we move up. Let's get it to play all of the move, the whole move. Right, you see right onto the peep. Get the target there. After the target, it gives us this correction. So what did this correction mean to me? It meant, excuse me. So excuse me 1 second. I'm gonna pour. Excuse me, sorry about that. All right, so what this told me was that I needed to get another move like that. So this move here. Okay. How big must that big move be? Similar in size to this one. So as you can see here, when I was trying to buy this move was still missing to the upside. Right, so we then got that reversal. So let's go into it again. Lower time frame. Switch that off. So we were looking at that last wave 5. Firstly, it was, as you can see here, impulse up, correction. See here, regular flat correction. That's your wave 2, impulse up, this complex correction, 1, 2, 3, and then the move up started like that. It's a 1, it's a 2, it's a 3, it's a 4, it's a 5. Okay. So the reason why this did not quite play out is because I was looking at this move, not just like that. I was looking at this one here as 1. And then inside here would be a, okay, we need to do this one with yellow. 1, 2. As you can see inside here, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I was still expecting this to give us a 1 and then a 5. So if you see here, you've got 1, you've got 2, you've got 3 here, and then a 4. So I was expecting this to give us a wave 5, but it went just a couple, I think about 50, 60 pips before it started reversing. Why did it do that? Truncated wave 5. It does not give you a warning. So that move had already ended. So we still wanted to take advantage of a push higher. Okay, I did say that it was a short move. We wanted to take advantage of that, but it gave us a truncation. This is a textbook truncation. Okay, somebody's got a video on. Okay, I've sorted that one out. So now we've got the move up. So we need to see if you you need to get a deep correction. You cannot enter this one here now. So that's how EURUSD looks. So because that move up is not complete, you may still get this one going back to retest the top. But we'll update this one next week. We'll update that one next week. Okay, I hope that is clear. That's EURAUD. Do the rest of the Euro pairs. It's true, William. It's actually my wife who called. I had to answer. All right. So this is Euro Pound. So Euro Pound, if you remember, we bought this correction here. We got a few pips to the upside, but now it looks like it's reversing again. But that reversal looks like it has got this correction because we wanted it to come and retest the stop here because we're looking at this structure. Let me do it clearly. We're looking at this structure here. Okay. So here it looks like you're getting a correction here. We may retest there. Okay. So if we get a break to the downside here, it may go up and then come back here. Right. So, but if it retests this top, then we will be able to look for downside because right now, as it looks, it does not look like a correction to the upside. It looks like what we call a V pattern in our group. This is not a correction. It's not correcting to the upside. A correction should be opposite the move. If this is your impulse, your correction should be opposing the move. This is your impulse. Your correction is not opposing the move. Okay. So short term here looks like you would have on the lower time frame, So those who are asking which time frame do I use, you can see that I go over the daily, the weekly, sometimes in the 1 hour time frame. So you need to understand the structure in all time frames. So if you get this one here, maybe targeting this level initially. Okay, we're gonna exit our long positions that we took when it broke out of here. Okay, we took this long here. Okay, went for a couple of pips, but now we're taking it off because it's changing the structure. Unless this is a 1-2 expanding flat, that will do this. But either way, the market should lead us. Right, let's do some CAD pairs, starting with CADCHF. CADCHF is amazing. So you guys saw what I showed you last week. And if you think I'm lying, you can just, you've got a video evidence, you can just go and click on it. So look at this here. This, where did this one reverse? See, when you know what you're doing, not a pip lower than the 886, your advanced pattern. You're already about 200 pips up with this move now. I showed you this. If you saw it last week and you traded it, you should be 200 pips up. So what are you waiting for now? You're waiting for continuation pattern. You cannot just enter here because this can correct even like this. Okay? So this is too perfect. If you look, we are now bullish on this one. You just wait for continuation, any continuation pattern, similar to AUDCHF that I've shown a couple of times in correlation with the other pairs. Let's look at AUDCHF. Look at that, the 88. Let's take this off. See, guys in our group are milking this. Okay, this one did not get to the 88. Actually, it does not have to, because as you can see, this one is reversing around the 61 area. So if it's around the 61 area, then this is a Gatli. A Gatli should reverse around the 78 area. See, very clear. So that's AUDCHF, CADCHF. All right, now let's look at New Zealand CAD. New Zealand CAD, I keep saying every single week that regardless of what this pair does, and look what happens every single time. And I'll tell you now that this was a Friday. This last candle down was a Friday. And when I did the analysis, we were here on this red candle and it looks like we're going to reverse. Last week, we had this candle down here. And I said, candle down doesn't mean anything. The sequence is telling you you're bullish. What happens again now? Another Friday, how do we end? We end with a down move. We are long-term bullish on this one, and any correction, it can rather be deep. If it's deep, we are still going to go up. So the reason why I'm buying this one here, I don't know if you can see it on the daily, possibly on the weekly, you can see. I'll show you which move, why I'm bullish on this. This is already a couple of 100 pips, over 400 pips on this one. Just show you quickly. This move that I'm looking at here now, you see here we've got this 1, 2, 3 move down there. We had this 1, 2, 3 move up here. We had this deep correction here. You need to see the whole historical chart to understand why I'm doing this pullback. And now we are on this piece here. I am now on this piece here. So even if this piece does this, it will just be doing this. And if it does that, I'm buying it again. Because overall, you're going to eventually get a move like this. But this structure is so complex that it's gonna be very difficult for you to get entry points. But because we specialize with corrective structures like this, we're always gonna be making money out of it. Okay. All right, so this is the pair that I put up for the students after every course, because it is not as obvious. You don't see any 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s here. So if you're somebody who only trades 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it means you're only going to understand the structure 20, 30% of the time. because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you only get 10, 15, 20% of the time. Okay, so that's New Zealand CAD, AUDCAD. Let's look at AUDCAD. AUDCAD, similar, we're looking upside. Okay, so if you look at this structure here, you've got 1, 2, 3 irregular flat here, and you're getting this outer structure here like this. 1, 2, this one. Okay, let's show you something here. You've got 1, you've got 2, you've got 3, right? And then here you've got 1, but that 1 still gets an impulse, and then you get a correction, and then you're getting this impulse here. So you should get in the red degree, something like that, before you resume the move higher. Okay, so you just need to wait for correction here. Initially, you're gonna need to retest that level there. Right, so AUD New Zealand. AUD New Zealand. Go to the daily. So on the daily, here we've got a 3-wave pullback here. As you can see, you're getting this corrective structure here. Doesn't look like a move up, and it may be a deep one. If it becomes deep, then this move is going to continue with another 3 waves down. Okay, so no real trade at this stage. And if I look at the 4-hour, let's look at the 4-hour. Did I miss pound CAD? I'll check. Okay, so you've got the impulse here, you've got an impulse here, you get an impulse here, you're getting this correction here. So if you're getting this correction, then this one must come back up here, come back down, come back up before it actually starts going down. So this is the deep correction that I'm talking about here, if it's gonna go down. So it will give you, you see on the daily, you could not see this correction properly, but on the 4-hour, you can actually see what it will do. Okay, so you need to come this top. After this top, you need to look for downside. Okay, that's AUD New Zealand. AUDCHF already done. New Zealand chief, I'm gonna skip, and I'm gonna go straight to. Okay, let me look at pound CAD first, just in case I didn't do the analysis on it. Asim is asking about it, but I think I did, because I said pound CAD is has simply broken this top here. Has simply broken the top here. Move down. This is your top. And when I say break, I'm not saying it's breaking in that direction. I'm saying it has touched it and reversed. 1, 2, 3. So this can actually beat support and resistance traders, because you think that this significant level has been broken. Now you want to buy to the upside. But we know that this is just completing the structure. You need to wait for correction to the downside. It will either come back all the way down, or it will give you a 3-wave pullback. Either way, even if it's a 3-wave pullback, it's quite a number of pips, because this is a daily time frame. It's you don't want to miss this 100 or 200 pips if it is that. Even if it does this, you're gonna get out for some profit. Okay, but for now, but if it is this move and you are in here, you're going to get all of this move for a very small stop loss. Okay, so you consider all possibilities. Let's look at oil. Happiness, Asim. Right, oil, that's your passing move all the way to the swing low, and then after that it started this move up, got this correction, which is a running flat, and we've been buying. I've been saying buy on this one every time it corrects, every time it corrects, every time it corrects, and now this move has ended, and it has ended, as you can see, that it was making a 5-wave move internally here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are we anticipating now? an A down, a B, and then a C. I'll go to the 4 hour and show you what we said here. Let's go look at that last piece. Show you what we said last week. All right, so last week, this was the last move. That was that last top, the 5 here. So I said here, you've got an impulsive move down, which is your A, and this is your 1, this is your 2, this is your 3. And now you wanted to get a 1 and then a correction here to the downside. Okay, but it's not exactly playing out like that, but the structure still has not changed. This is still a corrective structure. So what is it doing now? Because I thought this was an A alone, a B alone. But this has just simply shown us that this degree is going to be larger than what we anticipated. So you've got another 1, 2, 3 here. So you've got A, and your B will possibly become a little bit more complex than that. Okay, so this will be your B then, and then your C before you get a move up. But there's another possibility where this can actually just, if we actually, the trade here for oil is if you get a correction here, you need to target this level first. Okay, you need to target that level first. If it does that, you may get even this move to that level, giving this as a 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, and then the upside continues. What will this be? It will be an expanding flat. Okay. All right. So what are we left with? We're left with the cryptocurrencies. Let's look at Bitcoin now. Bitcoin, what did we look at last week? We were looking at this as an impulsive move up. And now this as a correction. Last week, we were here. Last week, we were here at the top. 1, 2. We were here, we were making this small flag here. And I said, this flag will give you this short move to the upside. I actually wanted that short move to come and retest there before it reverses. And then we said we want it to reverse. And I said, target for last week was here. Okay, so we crushed that target. Now it went up, it went all the way to that level. So here, possibilities are that this can start giving a sideways correction before it comes down. So there's a possibility here, advanced pattern traders, that you can get something like that. Okay, so look out for this pattern in the coming sessions. Still a bit far, but look out for it. That's Bitcoin, Litecoin. Litecoin similar. So Litecoin, that's your 3-wave pullback up to that level. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and now you're getting this pullback. Now you're getting this corrective structure here. We don't know if it's gonna crawl back up to that level before coming down here. If it crawls back if it crawls back to that level, then you'll get this move doing this before coming down again. Okay, but if the crawl back or the correction is just this, then this will come back here before coming back up. And then you get the further move to the downside. So let's look on the, we're actually on the 1 hour, so I don't want to go down lower than that. You are getting something that looks like a buy setup now. So you can buy this one to that level initially. Okay, see if it comes back down. If it does that, then it's gonna get that move before you get a down move like that. That's Litecoin. Ethereum. Ethereum. Let's go back to the 4 hour. I would like to do Nasdaq theorem, but I don't think I'm gonna have time. I'm left with only 5 minutes for the video. And I still have to do S&P 500 and the DAX. Okay, We'll do it next time. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3 on Ethereum. 1, 2, 3 pullback. This is after the parabolic move. 1, 2, 3, and now you're getting this pullback here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, possibly giving you a flat correction. So this one is already making some kind of an advanced pattern here. As you can see, you're gonna need to look at it on the around the 88. So it may drop a little bit deeper. So if you're looking on the 88, let's check where the 88 is here. The 88 is still around this level. Still around this level. So this can still come back down here before we get a move up. You will only buy this one if it breaks out of this structure here. Switch everything off there. If it breaks out of this structure, then you're gonna look to buy it up to that level. That's Ethereum, Ripple. Right. So Ripple, switch off there. So Ripple looks like this: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 pullback. You're getting this pullback now. Now you're getting this one that looks like this. Okay, so when it breaks out of this, it will be a buy, but we don't know if this will be the one that goes. I think when it does that, you'll still get further downside after that. So what are we looking at here on Ripple? You're getting divergence on the MACD. So it looks like a buy setup at this stage, possibly to come retest that level. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. All right, so let's do S&P 500. Yes, you can just look at the S&P 500 for Nasdaq. What did we say last week? I said last week I said you've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This correction started, remember this was the long-term parabolic move, and you got these 5 waves pullback. Okay, so this had already, I started another 5 waves upside here. So I said here last week that you already got, okay, last week we were here actually. We already got this move. So we said you need to get this upside up to that level. Okay, why did we want to get that upside? And if you look at the DAX, I'm going to show you why we wanted to get the same upside on the DAX as well, because we were looking at the structure here. So here there's a possibility that from this level we can start reversing, right? And then if you reverse, then this will come back to that level. So we don't know, I don't think it will go from here. I think it will come back down here as well before I move up. Okay, and then another possibility is that if it starts correcting here, you're going to get this as a 1, 2, 3 wave move to come and retest here before you get another 3 waves back. So those are the 2 scenarios. A pullback here with this move will give you this move up like that. If it corrects here, you're getting the yellow one. Those are the 2 scenarios on S&P 500. Looking at the DAX, okay, looking at the DAX. DAX last week we were here. I said because we had this move here, and the S&P had already started that 5 wave move. I said we're gonna get this move. That's the move that you got on the DAX. This move here, 1, 2, 3 wave pullback. We need to see if this can reverse here. Will give you this move here to this level, but otherwise, if it starts giving a correction here, you'll still get one more up to that level. Okay, I see there's so many people looking for. Somebody wants the Nikkei, somebody wants the Nasdaq. I'm just gonna do the Nasdaq, and that'll be the last pair because I don't want this video to be so long. Nasdaq composite. It will be similar to the S&P 500. As you can see, so the Nasdaq has already broken the top. S&P 500 has not broken this top yet. So we may expect that, and if this is going to, this may lead the way. So this may carry on with the move here. So you need to watch the Nasdaq to get the direction for the S&P 500. Here we've already broken. So we've already got this three-wave move. So we don't know if this going to give you an expanding flat. Okay, an expanding flat like that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, breaks the top. If it's going to make an expanding flat, it will be something like this. Okay. But for now, the Nasdaq has broken the top, and a break of the top and a correction here, it means that correction is over. So watch the Nasdaq for direction on the rest of the pair. Happiness, everyone. That's all I wanted to cover tonight or this afternoon. I think that's all the pairs. I didn't miss anything. Thank you very much for attending. I'm gonna stop on YouTube. Watch out for my contact details at the end. For course inquiries, just send me an email or a text or on Telegram or WhatsApp as per my contact details at the end of the video. Thank you very much. Have a great trading week ahead. Cheers on YouTube. And I'm gonna stop it here on Zoom as well. Please like and subscribe on the video. Thank you. Cheers. Bye-bye.